Could you imagine the very heart of your team, the undisputed king of the ice, being ripped away for a collection of prospects and picks that barely register on the Richter scale of NHL talent? Does the thought alone send a shiver of pure, unadulterated outrage down your spine? Because for Edmonton Oilers fans, that nightmare scenario wasn't just a fleeting thought. It became a viral sensation, a hypothetical trade proposal so preposterous it sparked an inferno of disbelief and fury across the hockey world. This wasn't just a bad trade idea. It was an insult, a digital slap across the face of every loyal Oiler, a suggestion so outlandish it begged the question: what planet are some people living on? In the high-stakes, emotion-fueled arena of professional hockey, few players command the reverence and raw talent of Connor McDavid. He is, by every metric, the best player on the planet, a generational talent whose name is synonymous with the Edmonton Oilers. So when a social media account, Big Head Hockey, dared to float a mock trade proposal on X, formerly Twitter, suggesting McDavid be sent to the Montreal Canadiens, the reaction wasn't just negative. It was an explosion of collective indignation, a digital riot that underscored the unbreakable bond between a superstar and his city. The genesis of this digital firestorm lay in the lingering uncertainty surrounding McDavid's contract extension. As the clock ticks and the ink remains dry, a whisper of anxiety has begun to circulate among the Oilers faithful. While the vast majority remain steadfast in their belief that McDavid will remain an Oiler for life, the delay has, unfortunately, opened the door for speculative and frankly ludicrous trade scenarios. Some fans, in moments of heightened stress, have even found themselves turning on their captain, questioning his commitment, simply because he's taking the time to make a decision that will shape not only his future, but that of his family and the entire Oilers franchise. It's a testament to the pressure cooker environment of professional sports, where even a moment of hesitation can be misconstrued as disloyalty. But even amidst this underlying tension, the proposed trade package from Big Head Hockey felt like a cruel joke. The deal suggested sending Connor McDavid to the Montreal Canadiens in exchange for Juraj Slafkovsky, Jakob Dobes, LJ Mooney, and 2 2026 draft picks. Let that sink in for a moment. The best player in the world, a man who consistently redefines the limits of what's possible on ice for a promising young forward, a goaltending prospect, a relatively unknown name, and a couple of future lottery tickets. It was a proposal so lopsided, so utterly devoid of understanding McDavid's value, that it immediately drew the ire of anyone with even a passing knowledge of the sport. The response on social media was swift, brutal, and overwhelmingly unified. With over 400 replies, the sentiment was clear. This deal would be an unmitigated disaster for Edmonton. The comments section transformed into a digital town hall of outrage, a collective roar of absolutely not. Fans didn't just disagree. They scoffed, they ridiculed, they expressed a level of incredulity usually reserved for alien sightings or Bigfoot conspiracies. One user, at Serenity Now 1776, didn't mince words, declaring it an awful trade for Edmonton. You would want 2-1 STS, Caulfield, and Slafkovsky. This comment perfectly encapsulated the chasm between the proposed return and McDavid's actual market value, highlighting that even a more substantial package would barely scratch the surface. Then there was at Potfunderscoraki, who injected a much-needed dose of dark humor, tweeting, "An Oilers GM that has not had a lobotomy prior to the phone call." It was a witty jab that perfectly articulated the sheer absurdity of any general manager, even considering such an offer, without having suffered a severe cognitive impairment. At Mayor S.T. Chuck brought a crucial point to the forefront, writing, "Need extension in hand." This comment underscored the fundamental flaw in any trade discussion involving a player of McDavid's caliber. You simply do not part with a generational talent without ironclad assurances of a long-term commitment from the acquiring team. The idea of trading McDavid without such a guarantee is not just poor asset management, it's professional malpractice. Other fans, perhaps too stunned for elaborate responses, simply replied with blunt, emphatic dismissals. No LOL, or a single exasperated Edmonton, a word that spoke volumes about the city's unwavering loyalty to its captain and its collective disdain for the proposed deal. The consensus was perhaps best summarized by at Herbal14, who perfectly captured the visceral reaction of the Oilers faithful. Hey, Edmonton says no, aggressively, probably hangs up after you say the name Dobes. This wasn't just a rejection. It was a declaration of war against a preposterous idea, a firm, unequivocal statement that some lines simply cannot be crossed. Fans across various forums echoed this sentiment, making it abundantly clear that while Slavkovsky and the draft picks might represent potential, they could never in a million years compensate for the loss of McDavid's unparalleled skill, leadership, and influence on the ice. The mock trade, while purely hypothetical, also ignited a deeper discussion about the philosophy of team building, the delicate balance between retaining star players and accumulating future assets. It's true that Slavkovsky is a promising young talent, and draft picks always carry the allure of future potential. However, when you're talking about Connor McDavid, you're not just talking about a player. You're talking about the cornerstone of a franchise, a player who elevates everyone around him, a guaranteed ticket to highlight reels and playoff contention. The proposed package, while containing some intriguing pieces, simply doesn't move the needle for a team like the Oilers, a team built around the singular brilliance of its captain. Let's be unequivocally clear. Connor McDavid is a proven generational talent, the undisputed best player in the world. If, and this is a colossal if, the Oilers were ever forced to consider trading him, perhaps due to an unforeseen, catastrophic failure to agree on an extension by a critical deadline, the return would have to be nothing short of historic. We're talking about a trade package that would rival, if not surpass, the magnitude of the Wayne Gretzky trade in modern NHL history. This would mean several roster players, all capable of producing at an elite level, multiple first-round draft picks, and players specifically chosen to fill the gaping holes that McDavid's departure would inevitably create. It's an undeniable truth in hockey that when a team trades the best player in the world, they almost always lose the trade in the long run, simply because no single package can truly replace such a monumental talent. But the proposed deal for Slavkovsky, Dobes, Mooney, and 2 picks isn't just a loss, it's an absolute catastrophe, a transaction that would set the franchise back decades. It's a combination of prospects and picks that, while having individual merit, could not possibly compensate for the void left by the Oilers' captain. Edmonton fans are not just against trading McDavid. They are vehemently, passionately, and unequivocally opposed to it. Any scenario, however remote, that involves his departure would necessitate a truly mammoth return, a collection of assets so overwhelming that it would reshape the entire league. And while this particular mock trade was a laughable proposition, it did serve as a potent reminder. If the Oilers were ever truly forced into such an unthinkable decision, there would be dozens of teams lining up, ready to make offers that would attempt to outshine all others. And rest assured, a team like Montreal, with its rich history and deep prospect pool, could, and likely would, offer a package far more substantial than the one that ignited this particular fan inferno. So, what do you think? Did this mock trade proposal make your blood boil? Or do you see a hidden genius in the madness? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you felt the same outrage, and let us know what you believe a truly fair return for Connor McDavid would even look like, if such a thing could ever exist.